Means it's time for some YRDtv. I'm Rob Pasker, your anchor, your host for tonight. And I wanna come on because I got a special brother, that holds it down. If you've been to the conferences, you've been to the conventions, you've seen this man, you've seen him dressed to the T. And you can just feel his essence when he's coming through. So I'm gonna get into it, but before I get into it, I gotta let you know because we have a lot of people that never heard of NARAB, they never heard of a realtist, and that just blows my mind. And what are we trying to do here? Change that narrative. So I'm gonna let them know for those that don't know. NARAB is an acronym for the National Association of Real Estate Brokers, which is the oldest and largest African American real estate trade association in the country, comprised of over 90 local chapters across 35 states. So NARAB is the premier network of black real estate professionals across the nation. The Young Realtors Division of NARAB was founded in 1996 with the mission of redefining the real estate culture for tomorrow's leaders by empowering the youth, the communities through wealth building, career exposure, mentorship, professional development, and leadership training. So with YRD TV, we're excited to have the opportunity to provide unique programming that highlights and celebrates relevant information, policies, and real life stories surrounding black real estate in the United States. So this is a movement. If you're watching right now, go ahead and tap in. Let us know where you're from. Represent your city, represent your chapter. Share. Let's get that algorithm working in our favor here. Let's spread this because we need to spread it like wildfire. Because that's what we do, right? We put it out there. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and introduce our guest. He is a branch vice president of Coldwell Banker. He is a broker, manager. He is a real estate developer. Everybody give it up for my brother, Mr. Irving Cham. Where is he
Thank
at?
you, brother. I
Get
appreciate
in here,
it.
man. Hold on. Let me get my man in here, man. Let's get my man in here, man. What's going on, bro?
No, Rob. How's everything?
Hey, everything is well, man. All is well. I cannot complain. How you doing out there in Jersey?
Oh man, we cold right now, so I'm cool.
I heard,
we
well, you
cold,
East
we
Coast.
cool.
So I'm here in Ohio, Midwest. Y'all East Coast. So you get the cold before we do, but please believe we feel it too.
Hey, you see, I got my nice little warm sweater on today. My Mister Rogers on, so it definitely goes
The
to show you
cardigan
that.
game. And you're
Yeah,
a YRD pioneer, man. So congratulations for that. That's a huge honor,
thank
to be recognized as a pioneer out of all the people across that we have in our
you.
organization, man. Your light truly shines for the work that you've done and the work that you're continuing to do, man.
It's a blessing. Trust me. Trust and believe. When I received and the honor was bestowed upon me, I was definitely very, very happy and also honored to be named the pioneer of YRD for that month. So I really appreciate it, and thank you all for thinking of me. And I'm just paying it forward, all the hard work that you all have done, and I'm just kind of basking in the glory and spreading the word, just like you all have, I should say.
That's what it's about, bro. So tell us if you can tell us about your real estate background. What brought you to the industry?
Well, I started off in banking, and I worked for Bank of America in risk operation for quite some time. And while I was in that transition, I worked at we were in risk operations. They brought on the what's it called? What was it, the countrywide portfolio. And when they brought in the countrywide portfolio with like a lot of the mortgages and stuff like that, I started taking a liking to the real estate industry. The more I learned about mortgages, the risk, and also the advantages of real estate, the more it attracted me to the game. Unfortunately, because of that acquisition, we were all laid off. And then after that, I just found my way into real estate, became a real estate agent, then became a broker. From that point on, I just kept building and building, investing, got into redevelopment, fixing, flipping, all that great stuff. And now hold properties, own a property management company. So, and during the daytime, I'm a branch vice president at a co-op banker.
I got you. So how long has it been? How long have you been in the industry now?
10 years.
10 years. Okay, and it's been a good 10 years for you, obviously, huh?
Yeah, it's been a blessing. I've had the opportunity to meet a lot of great people, be a part of a lot of awesome organizations, and impact a lot of different people's lives. I had the opportunity to turn neighborhoods around completely, not in the gentrification sense, but just bringing awareness and also bringing new buyers and just kind of like reinvigorating the equity in the community. So I had that opportunity. So it's been a blessing thus far.
I heard that. So tell us about your realtor story. Like, what brought you to NARAB?
So NARAB, I've always had a liking or a passion for NARAB. I want to say this was like my fifth or sixth year in real estate, and there was a NARAB, a local NARAB chapter in New Jersey, and I really took liking to it. But I got ultra busy with work, so I kind of like was always watching from behind the scenes. And then within the past 2 3 years, I just got reinvigorated. I want to say YRD has brought an entire new passion and light to NARAB. And I truly and ultimately believe in YRD as well as NARAB. So I was at one of the conferences and I got a chance to meet and network with you wonderful people. And it sparked that fire back again. And I love it. NARAB is one of those organizations where you truly feel a bond, and you also know the history of real estate when you really understand NARAB and all the legislation and all the just the benchmarks that NARAB has set through history in terms of like just the civil rights and building equity for not just black homeowners but black real estate agents, black real estate professionals, as well as communities. So I definitely appreciate NARAB and all this value, and especially like the pillars, such as like the faith-based initiative. I think that's really, really important. And the women in real estate, I think that's awesome. Those that program is really good too. And just the way that they're engaging with the youth, especially with the youth being the future, I think that's key, especially in the black and brown communities.
100%, man. I mean, it's it's kind of hard to really quantify the value of NARAB and what it's done, not just for not just for our communities, because when you look
The
at
industry.
just the history, like you said, the legislation, every major breakthrough in regards to fair housing in America has been advocated, has been fought for by realtors at
Yep.
every level, and then you start talking about the impact that it has for black real estate professionals, as far as building our businesses and opening doors to opportunities outside of just selling houses, which we learn a lot about selling houses at a high level, but the real estate industry is so big, man. It's so broad, so vast.
Yeah.
But
Absolutely.
the networking, man. So like you said, it ain't nothing like it. I try to tell people about it, but it's hard to put it into words. You just kind of have to experience it.
Absolutely. And it's the way that it's positioned too. Like again, a lot of people look at real estate as just buying and selling homes. Well, when I went to the different NARAB conferences, there was like real estate government contracts, right? There were different programs in terms of becoming a mortgage professional, becoming a real estate appraiser, like different things within the industry that NARAB touches on. And I think that's very important, not only to shed light in terms of education, but as well as diversifying those industries. It's very important that we educate our people in order for them to know that there are opportunities there. And with them knowing that there are opportunities there, it also gives people the ability to get into the profession. A, also they'll be able to empower the communities. B, C, they'll be able to be masters in their day to day operations in terms of real estate, just knowing the industry inside and out. So definitely a great opportunity.
100%. So you've been involved in real estate. Sounds like at a lot of levels, from just the sales to being a broker manager to being a developer. What's your
Mhm.
passion in real estate at this point?
My passion is truly empowering and helping people, and I think that's why I'm part of a lot of different organizations, because I really feel as if real estate is one of those karma. It's like a karma type of industry. Like whatever you put out there, you will get back in some way, shape, or form. And it doesn't necessarily have to be in monetary gains. It could be you blessing someone with the opportunity of growth, or you blessing someone with the opportunity of home ownership or a career, or just a different way of thinking. And that's become my passion. Like my passion is in the people, helping out the community, and also being that person that's kind of like the person that could bridge all gaps, like where specific industries or different organizations might have preconceived notions about others, but I'm the person that's part of a lot of different organizations, and I feel as if like I can be that bridge from one organization to another, or one industry to another, or one professional to another. So I just feel as if like I'm that person to bridge the gaps.
100%. Bridge the gap, pour into people. Sounds like you're a kingmaker.
Absolutely, we're all royalty, so I'm just trying to shed light on the royalty and
Yes, sir.
all the great things that come with us.
Something that a quote that I heard that it just stuck with me and resonates and I live by is, Zig Ziglar said that if you help enough people get to where they want to be, you'll end up where you want to be. And so you're right. This is a people business, literally. It's a contact sport. You got to press flesh, but everybody, and that's the beauty of real estate. Everybody, everybody partakes in the real estate industry, right? And so you have the consumers, but you also have the people who have businesses within the real estate industry. And so in your position, you're able to help anybody who trusts you. You can help them elevate, man. That's a beautiful thing, and that's a powerful position that you've put yourself in.
Absolutely. And it's that level of altruism that comes with a position like that, right? Sometimes it's not about self, it's about people. And you always have to remember that regardless of whatever that decision is. Like you always have to have that altruistic mindset where it's not about me. It's about me pouring into you, making you better, and then you turn around and be a better person. So we all could be better global citizens, right? And I think that's very important, especially with what we do into real estate. Like we're actually building communities, we're changing trajectories, we're building generational wealth. We're helping people in terms of their finances. We're the people that can honestly change the lives of other people. Like not many people have that honor in their professional careers. We have that honor, and I hold that honor to be very high, especially in my position where I am like training people and I'm helping people and I'm helping managing their efforts. So I want to make sure whatever I'm pouring into them that is positive, so that they pour that same positivity back into the community.
I heard that. And that's real. That's real. So with your experience, 10 years, as many positions that you've held, as many people as you've helped, where do you see? Let's just say the next 3 to 5 years of the real estate industry, man. Where do you see it going?
Well, I think the real estate industry will continue climbing. We're going through a little bit rough patch because of what's happening nationally and also globally, nationally in terms of mortgage rates, inflation, so on and so forth, and the supply chain bottleneck. But globally is just all the stuff is in terms of war, so on and so forth. But those things have always been a looming issue within our country and our world. So, but real estate has never changed. People will always need a place to live. They will always need like housing, and people with the amount of people that are born into the world nowadays, like the housing will never not be a need, a necessity. So I always see like the real estate industry being very strong. In terms of what type of real estate, whether it be residential, commercial, I do foresee a lot of commercial real estate, like the malls and stuff like that. I feel as if like a lot of those will be reconverted into like housing. I do see that land will be a major um, where people will be looking for to buy land now more than ever, simply because there's not going to be more of that, right? That's one thing that we can know. We know that in on this world, on this planet, that land is going to be land. So I feel as if like people will always the like now people that people know the lack of housing, more and more people are going to start buying land and start positioning themselves to build on that land due to the lack of housing. But I do see that, in terms of homelessness, I think that number will increase just because of the way that the economy is and so on and so forth. So that's one of those things that I would love to get on a think tank or a brain space or just a mastermind with a group of professionals across the world just to see if there's a way that we could work on just housing and housing the people that are homeless, specifically like the people that served our countries, like the veterans, the people that were like teachers and anybody that has served people. We should put our best foot forward and try to provide housing for them, because I think that's very important, and that's like our way of kind of saying, hey, thank you for what you did, we appreciate your sacrifice, this is what we want to make sure we do. The fact that we have veterans that are homeless, that to me that's very sad. And that's something that we should definitely, within all our organizations, look towards trying to fix and trying to see if we could come up with a solution. And the only way that we're going to be able to do that is just putting our wonderful and blessed minds together.
Yeah, that's the truth. We have a lot of resources together, man, and teamwork makes the dream work. And you're right. I mean, we built the business off of helping people, but paying it forward, man. That's the key.
Yeah, that's key.
Most
Yeah, that's
definitely.
key. That's my outlook on real estate, residential wise, in terms of like single family homes. I think that's going to always be a commodity. Multifamilies will be the commodity, as you've seen in the past. Like investors, major firms, they're investing in multifamily simply because there's a lack of housing. So, like, I don't foresee the industry going in any direction, but up. The other side of it is, I think that with the way that the economy is, and a lot of the different businesses, the different real estate business models, I do foresee like our in terms of real estate commissions. I think that will automatically be impacted, and then that kind of changes what a real estate agent's day to day will be. I don't think that's happening in the near future, but I could see it happening in the future.
Let's hear more about that. Can you? How do you think they'll be impacted?
I knew you were going to say.
I mean, there is. I do see people talking about the payment of buyers agents. And how in some places originally there were no buyer agents. This is something that came about in the last maybe 20, 30 years, as long as the industry's been around. But what do you see?
It's just there's the different dynamics, right? Like builders, they really feel as if there's not really need for a listing agent because everyone knows that they're builders. So now they're paying less commission to agents, versus like whatever the in your area, whatever the traditional real estate percentage is, a builder would probably pay half of that. And if we also look into the iBuyer programs are eliminating more so again the listing agents, where the services are going towards the buyer's agents. And in cases like that, with this type of situation, especially in business, habits are usually the things that you want to look at. If we keep building the habit of only paying buyers agents and not valuing listing agents, then that's going to be a habit that's going to be passed down from one industry to the next industry, and one generation of real estate folks to the next generation of real estate folks. And if you know, like I know, values don't traditionally go up, they go down. So, you know, they're going to be looking to make changes to a lot of different things. Like, for example, in New Jersey, the government was trying to. There was a case about whether we're 1099 independent contractors or whether we are employees. So that has been in court for so long, and I can foresee that somewhere down the line, with all this wacky stuff that's going on in politics, that somebody's going to make that change, and that will ultimately impact how much money we make, how much we can charge, so on and so forth as well.
Yeah. Well, there's always a threat. There's always going to be a threat to our industry. And thank God for the different political action committees that protect our
Yes.
industry. You
Yep.
know,
Absolutely.
but it's also important that we as realtors know our value and articulate our value, have our value propositions, because it's one of those things. People are going to try to undercut you all day, but if you know what you're worth and you know how to articulate that, hey, I'm making you money. What's up? What are you trying
Exactly.
to do?
Exactly. I tell my agent that all the time. I say, "Hey, look, you're cutting your commission, cool, but look at yourself in the mirror. How much are you worth?" And when you answer that question, tell me, like, I need you to communicate that same thought to your seller. Communicate that thought. How much are you worth? How much is your 15, 20, 30 years of experience? How much have all the work that you've been doing in and out of this industry, everything that you've done, how much is that worth to you? And then communicate that to your seller and also your buyer too, because a lot of things I think that our industry has been watered down with, social media, because people put like certain perceptions of us not really like, we're partying all the time, or we're just driving flashy cars and so on and so forth. But they don't put in the hard work, the negotiating, the building a relationship with different agents, being a realtist, and having that network of realtors that you might be working with. That that's a relationship that's important, and not everyone has that type of relationship. So that's a value proposition. And all the education that you've been through, like, that's a value proposition. But a lot of people don't communicate that, or they don't know how to communicate that. And I think that's something that's very, very important for our real estate professionals to do.
100%. 100%. So what other advice would you give to realtors as far as navigating the waters of this real estate industry moving forward?
I would give the realtist the advice of educate yourself as much as possible. Definitely ingrain yourself in the pillars of NARAB, of YRD. Don't be afraid to ask questions to your elders or to people that's been in the industry. Don't be afraid to ask for a mentor. Take advantage of a lot of the different programs that the NARAB and also YRD organization has. I think the best advice I can give you is to educate yourself and empower yourself. Know what you're doing. Be the best in your community, and be the best in your profession. Be the best in everything that you do. And that in itself would always turn into success. As long as you're working hard, you're doing all the great things, all great results will happen.
I heard that, man. I heard that. Well, hey, man. All of those are just gems. Self improvement. I'm a firm believer, and I say it all the time, that self development is business development. Because our organizations will only go as high as we develop ourselves, and through NARAB, it does offer great personal development opportunities, from the education that we get at our conferences, our conventions, through the relationships, being able to pick the brains of the old heads, the OGs that's been doing this for decades, that have already done things that I've dreamed of. It's priceless. It's priceless,
I
man.
agree. I agree. And we could leverage their experience. If they've been doing this for 30 years, imagine us, we coming in 10 and having enough conversation, building a strong relationship with them. We could leverage 20 years of their experience, add it to our 10. That's 30 years of experience that we can have. But again, you gotta be a student. Not always. One of the things that I will 100% leave everyone with is remain a student of the game. Always remain a student.
I heard that. So I know you're a busy guy, man. You got your agents probably calling. You got clients calling you.
I lock my door for you.
He really did lock his door, though. He did. He said, "Hold on, let me make sure my door locked." Um, so I'm gonna let you go ahead and handle your business, man. But you have anything else you want to leave with the people before we get up out of here?
No, I just want to say thank you, Rob. Thank you for all the great things that you're doing for the organization and for the people. Thank you for taking the time to even ask me for my opinion. I really appreciate that. Now, I just want to say, always to everyone, just stay blessed, be blessed. Just remember all the great tools and people that you have around you. And tough times don't last, tough people do.
Mm,
So,
mm,
all know
mm.
what to do.
That's a bar right there. Well, I thank you, brother Cham, and I look forward to seeing you, man. Can I count on seeing you in San Diego for the Midwinter?
Oh, you know I'm gonna be there. Don't even ask that question, brother. You know I'll be there.
Say
I'll
less. Say less.
so
Well, I appreciate your
I hate
time.
that trip, though. I hate that trip to the West Coast. I feel like I'm there too much, but I'll be there for sure.
You hear this guy? You all hear this guy? I go to the West Coast too much. Come on, man. What? You living a dream right now, man. You living a dream.
I appreciate you, Rob. Take care. I'll
100%.
see you soon. I'll see
Yes,
you
sir.
soon,
Well, hey,
bro.
hold it down, brother. I'll be in touch. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Peace.
Yep. All right, y'all. So y'all heard it here. Brother Irving Cham here came through and just dropped some gems on us. So, teamwork makes the dream work. Pay it forward. Be a service to your people, your community, which is all good stuff. But with that being said, we're gonna get up out of here, y'all. Make sure you go ahead and register. If you haven't registered for the Midwinter Conference yet, here it is. Registration is open. Early bird ends November 31st. You want to get that early bird because you can save yourself some money. All right, so go ahead and do that, because trust and believe that price will go up, and why pay more when you don't have to? Something else, go ahead and go to the website. This is our president here, Madam Tamisha Wells out of Houston, one of the greatest YRD presidents in YRD history. She's leading us into the future, y'all. She's creating opportunities, opening doors, and providing opportunities for chapters across the nation to connect with their communities in ways that we haven't had before. So tap in, because what we're doing here with the Young Entrepreneurship Program, Tomorrow Leaders Today, ain't nothing like it. So go to the website, youngrealtors.org. Go ahead and join if you haven't joined, and get on this list so you can get with the movement and stay with it. So it's going down. I appreciate you all for rocking with us tonight. I'm Rob Pasker, and I will see you next Monday. Have a good night.